Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Football Manager 2020, our Zero to Hero Youth Factory FC series. It's episode number 21. We're ready to kick off a new campaign, a new season, up to the 6th tier. We're into the actual base level for the game now. After finances dropped off last year, most of that had to do with the fact that we were so profitable the year before that we had a massive, massive tax bill. And as we've moved up a new tier, our tax bill it's going to be similar or slightly less than what it was a year ago. So we'll see if we can actually turn this year back into a profitable year. But otherwise, the balance is certainly good. And we are moving into our new home. We're going to be playing at home in Carlisle for the first time. Also, though, we're going to get a couple updates on where things are at, like myself. You can see our reputation is starting to look pretty good in a lot of areas, of course, other than the hands-on approach, but that reputation is certainly building. The attributes, I'm up to an 11 in defending, 10s in a number of areas. I still have some weaknesses, especially the working with youngsters, that I would love to see that improved. Getting up to some 9s, even man management's up to a 13, motivating's up to an 11, so we're getting there, and we've developed a few acquaintances. At least we don't have anybody who hates us. And our reputation, ability, we're halfway to 200, so we're there. And the reputation up to almost 6,000. But more at home than it is around the world. It's out of 20,000, right? It's been a little up. 10,000. Oh, we're over halfway. Hey. Ooh. It's breakfast time. My tummy just told me it is. You probably heard that. Little club info for us. How is the team looking at this point? Well, the team's reputation still has a long ways to go. Out of it, it's 10,000. We're still at just 1,700. But it is growing. It is definitely growing. Club attendance also looking better. The minimum club attendance isn't great. The maximum, well, it's been kind of tapped out a little bit. But our streak has to end at some point on the consecutive league wins, and I don't know, is this the year? The big worry for whether this is the year is what we've had happening here in the last few days, and the offers are getting bigger and bigger. Over $500,000 for Scott Frame in the latest offer from Ipswich. I think Scott Frame's going to be gone in a matter of days, and we've still got 2 days till our first game. So will we even get him for the season opener, or will the board be snatching him out from underneath us and sending him on his way to a higher division? Right now it's all English sides that are in on deals trying to... Wow, there's been a lot of movement out there. And there has been some money involved. So we're finally at that point where teams are actually bringing in money, but they're not spending money for the players they're getting. Alright, you want Hammond instead? Oh, so he's suspended. And Aitken's suspended. Oh, that's not a good start to the season. That's leftovers from that junk we had to deal with at the end of last season. We are the favorites, though. So even Eddie Warren's up to 40,000. That's probably 5 deals now of 40,000 plus for him, but nothing over 50 yet. Forbes, job. There you go. And oh, great, Gregory. Oh, you want a new contract? Yeah, we could do that. Not really. Well, actually, yeah, you are. But yeah, money's just a thing. We've got that covered. So we'll get him going on a new contract. Important player. Sounds good. He's up to 4-star level now. Oh, that's not that bad. 5-year deal. We'll knock off a little bit of money, but otherwise... Sure. I do like seasonal landmark bonuses. And there we go. Deal done. That'll make him happy. Now, compared to normal, we don't have as many players that are ticked off about everybody coming in and trying to steal them away. But here comes Hutton now. I'm just going to ignore him for that one. So the mood, you can see Scott Frame is quite upset, but everybody else is actually doing pretty good. Barry Ball up to a 120 now. Dang, that's the highest. Is that the highest we've seen? Could be. Matthews might have hit that mark. Look at that. Half a dozen players over 100 now. Tom Gregory has topped that mark. And you're seeing a lot of guys that are much better personality-wise than where we had been previously. And then there's your bottom feeders. Not developing like the others. We're trying to see them improve. Okay. Got some guys in the final year, huh? Have to deal with some contracts before the season's up. Number of injuries that we're coming out of. We open the season with AFC Telford. Alright, not a great combo down the left here with Hammond filling in for Luka Jackson. But Aitken and Jackson are still suspended from last season. And we're going to jump quickly into this one, but I will handle the team talk. I've got to develop that attribute as well. Take the opportunity when it comes along. Let's see. Sure. Go for the fans. And then the pat on the back, the one that works so well with this team. All 11 fired up. And we begin the season. We're in our green and black. And we open right away. Eddie Warren with a foul in the first seconds of the game. I can see him on a yellow card soon. Ooh, there is some competition that we have not seen. It's going to get tougher. You can really see it. As developed as we are, and as strong as that was a play in our counterattack, and how we've already created the best chance just in the opening minutes, just like that. But AFC Telford and all the teams are going to be a lot tougher challenge than what we've seen, as we nearly score there, but that ball low through the crowd was down the middle. The unfortunate thing was the keeper could see it and react to it. Ball forced to make a decent stop on that one. Gregory, nice ball over the top, but he resets way back down to the midfield. Gregory sets up, and how does he miss from that close? Keeper didn't even move. He just kicked the ball into the keeper's leg. Spence, nice ball. Gregory blocks it wide. Do I need to take that contract back from you? Nice turnover. Here's McKinnon. Gets it out to Owen. Owen cuts inside. Spence, overlap, frame. Ooh, that ball looked like it was deflected. But it also looked like it had the weight of a pass, so apparently it didn't go through. Halford, his shot, blasts off the defender. Gregory blasts it to Rosie. We're up 10-3 on the shots, so even though they are giving us more of a challenge than we're used to seeing, we're still the dominant force here. 57% possession. Somebody just picked up a yellow. McKinnon off to the races. Good tackle. Halford. Oh, rings the post, but that never looked like scoring. Cousins with a yellow. It's hard to remember. It's been a couple of weeks since I played last, as I record these in bunches, and that last bunch was weeks ago. I believe Cousins is one of a couple call-ups that I just made to the squad, so we've got a new guy in the senior squad. And I want to say that's Cousins. Owen retrieves that ball and confidently gets it to a teammate farther up the field. Frame, nice cut inside. That one's deflected. That's going to be out for the corner, and Frame's going to take it. McKinnon looking a bit tired here as we approach halftime, but everybody else is doing pretty good. Ball's going to catch that one. Telford had no one near that ball. Oh, Eddie Warren's challenge fails. Ends up resulting in a really good chance for Telford, but ball makes a good stop. And he'll intercept that one. So the team's looking good, but Telford's certainly capable of scoring against us. Hammond, Halford, McKinnon. Oh, McKinnon gives that one away. It was a really poor pass, and the ball's heading out of bounds anyway, but ball grabs it. So we're very motivated at halftime, which is a good sign. We're up 18-8 on shots, which is a good sign, but no goals. No goals. Been the better team. Just keep doing what you're doing. Real difference. Real difference. And you're already fired up. So we'll cancel that one. Start the second half. Okay. 9 of 11 fired up for the second half, and they're already motivated, so Spence. Gregory misses another chance. Guy's taking the majority of the shots, and he's missing the target today. His teammates are hitting the target, but they're hitting the target from range, which hasn't been enough. Oh, a nice ball inside, and again, from the edge of the box, and that goes wide. The only one getting in closer is Gregory, and Gregory is just shooting terribly tonight. McKinnon here. Into Halford. Nice overlap for Frame, and Frame, it's a good stop from the keeper. Hits that inside corner. Ball, oh, ping pongs around. How did that not go in? How do you miss that from 6 yards away on a pass? You pass it to the back of the net and still miss from 6 yards. Frame, ooh, that was a good looking cross, but really great interception from the keeper. Here's Owen on the overlap. Oh, Owen blasts it to the keeper instead of passing it to a teammate. Poor choice. Telford looked like he slammed it over, but apparently ball pushed it over. I thought things were just glitching a little bit with that substitution, but no, apparently it was just ball pushing the ball over the net. And we're into the final 25 minutes. It's 24-10. We still look the more likely to score, but at this point, the points could be anyone's. Here's Warren. McKinnon, slight injury. Let's get him out of there. And I don't think he was supposed to be playing the whole game. And yeah, look at that, Gregory. Sucking. I don't want Gibbons in there, but you're not giving me a choice. And we need Ramage. Halford also doing pretty poor, but he's at least motivated. Frame. Hammond. Into Owen. Oh, great tackle there. Hammond. McKinnon. Halford. Halford, nice turn. Lays it off for Frame, who sets up Spence, but Spence, no angle. Body facing the wrong direction. Can't curl it back around. Good interception here. Warren. What the heck was that, Warren? Was that an early cross, or were you trying to catch the keeper out too far out? Chip him? I don't know. He chipped it right to him, though. Telford's corner. Ramage. Oh, Ramage! What is... Oh, man. Young guy pressure. Ramage making, I think, his first senior appearance. One of the couple call-ups. And Ramage, yeah, that was not good. That was not good. One guy comes under pressure, and he just boots it out for a corner kick, even though he's outside of the box. 27-11 on the shots. Tactically, nothing to change here. We go for it, but not crazy desperate. Here's Gibbons doing more than Gregory's done in the entire game with that shot attempt. That was close. Spence can't hang on to it, but he does recover it. Wrong pass, though. Trying to go forward there. Under pressure. Difficult pass. Ooh, nice setup. Hammond. Hammond just doesn't have the passing ability. Spence gives another one away, so Spence all of a sudden is struggling here. Last couple plays. It's Owen who's nervous, though. Spence is motivated. Alfred's rating has improved. We're nearly out of time. Looks like we're going to open with a draw. Come on. Hammond! Oh, that one's intercepted. We are really missing Luka Jackson today. Halford in stoppage time to get one of their best chances of the day, but they head it over. Free kick. Frame. Too long. Hung too high. Keeper able to get it. And that's it. We open with a draw. Goalless in our first game at this level. We're going to move forward in time at least a few weeks. Late August now, 4 games into the season. So after opening the season with a draw, we've had 3 straight wins since then, tied on top of the league with Kidderminster. And we've also debuted our new stadium, our very first home game for real, as we were, of course, playing on the northeast corner just outside of Newcastle when the team is from the northwest corner. Likewise, again, that tie was back to my own personal geography within the United States in the northwest corner of the country. So we picked a town, Carlisle, in the northwest corner, just across the border from Scotland. And the team is playing in Scotland now, finally, for the first time, and they doubled their attendance record. First game had about 2,500 fans, a stadium capacity of 3,000, so not far from that capacity, but we will not expect to see that on a regular basis. A, it was season opener. B, it was the first game actually in Carlisle. And C, first game in a new stadium. But a good start to the season now. Frame no longer freaking out about contracts, and deals have stopped coming in for him. So they stopped at that $500,000, and no offers have come in since. Other deals are still coming in from other players, and their numbers are growing and increasing. So there's still danger that any one of them could be gone in a moment. Forbes a little bit upset right now that we haven't allowed him to go. He's wanting to discuss a new deal of some sort, but with the simulation, we've missed that. Moffat is hurt. Ramage is out for about a month and a half now, down to a month. We're down to a week and a half on Moffat, but otherwise, we're looking good to start the season. Now, we've seen some good positive things coming out of training, personality-wise, but we still aren't getting through to these guys. So if they don't change before long, they are going to get relegated down to the U23s, and players with better personality that will develop are going to come up and replace them, because there's definitely a lack of, I mean, you look at their lines, they're steady or even decreasing for Drew Dale there. Gibbons hasn't gone anywhere. Adrian Williams, only a slight increase, but also not much potential. So these 5 players are definitely on the chopping block to start this season, and very well could be heading the other direction sooner rather than later, because I am starting to think about long-term for this squad, especially now that we are developing some depth. I mean, outside of a few guys, everybody is high 80s or above, and even low 90s and above for the majority of the players on the roster. Let's go ahead and push forward again a few more weeks, and we'll see where we're at. 7 wins and 2 draws have us top of the league with 23 points on 9/11, the anniversary. It's getting scary close, though, to Scott Frame leaving us. There have been 4 offers of $1 million or more, all from MLS in America, and 2 of those, the ones over 1.25, have been accepted by the owner at the same time, and those are still pending, though it's not showing up on my transfers list. But when we do look at it, there are 5 offers and it does not show rejected, so I am assuming that they are still pending, even though he's happy to stay at the club. But the board is allowing him to discuss terms with those 2 teams, so it does appear that we could be losing Scott Frame. The MLS seems to be a regular destination for my guys right now, because they have the quality to step in, impact the MLS immediately, and the money involved for an instant starter for them isn't that bad, and it puts them over that threshold for us, for losing a player, for us, for the owner accepting it. So kind of a bad combination on where we're at right now when it comes to our level, the boss's acceptance level for taking a deal, and versus what a transfer means to them. Because championship, and especially Premier League sides, he's still U23 level for them, right? Our players are still not to that caliber where they're ready to start right away, so they still need to develop, which means they're less willing to splash the cash, and so we keep getting close. We get somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million, but not over that mark, at least not normally. So I do think we are going to be losing Scott Frame here in the coming days, and we'll go ahead and stay with it as we have a few days till our Darlington match, and see if something comes of that. Allen eligible. Okay. I will break down contracts here before too long, because I know we have some expiring deals and whatnot that I do need to deal with. San Jose is one of those that's been right around $1 million. They just came in with another new offer, it looks like. Okay, Moffitt in. That's good. Moffitt finally back from his injury. Okay, no new news on that front at the moment. The under-18s and the under-23s are playing reasonably. Ooh, now see, there's another new offer. Oh, there it is. Okay, so $1.3 million, Colorado. So that's a 3rd team now. It's been accepted. Feels it was too good to refuse, and has decided to take matters into his own hand by accepting this transfer bid on behalf of the management. By the way, just after this deal came through, there's rumors of a takeover. So, possible takeover coming if could have something to do with these deals coming through, right? Either they want the money, the board wants the money, and that's why they're mad, or the board secretly is like, oh, hell no, we're trying to move up the league. We need to hang on to these players, right? One reason or another, there is rumors of a board takeover. So now there are 3 teams in, and it's getting that much harder that he will deny the opportunity to get paid a whole lot more and move to and play in the U.S. Into the day of our next match, we have our FA Cup second qualifying round a week from now versus Torquay. Moffat back to 75 minutes. Ramage still has not cleared. And let's go ahead and push this one day. Get past the game. So we're finally up to a division that's high enough to have weekly team of the weeks for the league. And we've consistently had about 3 players in every single one of them. Okay, 4-2 win there. Stephen Owens stepping up. That's good. Let's go ahead and praise that because we might be relying on him a bit more. 26 points through 10 played. San Jose is the one of 5 MLS clubs that hasn't gone high enough on their offer, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, it is San Jose if you know the MLS at all, which admittedly for somebody who lives 20 minutes away from one of the stadiums and certainly one of the most well-supported MLS sides, but it's still, the quality has improved significantly, but the quality is still nothing compared to the quality on the other side of the pond. There's a reason why I'm playing in England every year and not doing MLS series. And plus, okay, so long story short, for anyone who is on my side of the pond and is an MLS supporter and quietly screaming, why is the American blah 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 Premier League blah 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 wah wah? No, sorry. Anyway, long story short, okay, I'm from the Great Northwest, so I live in Washington, but I live minutes away from Oregon, Portland, Oregon. So the Portland Timbers and the Seattle Sounders could either one of them qualify as my home team. As geography works, proximity-wise, Portland should be my roots. But technically I live in Washington, so again, Seattle just as easily could be. And when it comes to other sports, it's the Seattle Mariners that I support. It's not the Seattle Seahawks, though. It's the Portland Trailblazers, and it wasn't the Seattle Sonics, but I did like the Seattle Sonics when they were around. In fact, I'm doing my pro basketball one on that Sonics team. So, you know, there's a real mix there. Oh, yes! So, New York Red Bulls, Colorado Rapids, FC Cincinnati, all went in with offers big enough, and Frame has rejected those and has opted to stay. Hell yes. San Jose's all really. So because the other teams didn't, because he didn't go for them, they're going to accept the smaller deal for just $800,000. San Jose offered us $975,000, I think it was, or $950,000 a week ago. Now you're going to take the deal worth less. Oh, subject to conditions 1.2. Okay. So Anyway. So they're going to try again. San Jose is much less likely. San Jose is the least popular side in MLS for players as a destination. It's the club in the most financial trouble that really struggles. They're kind of one of the only teams that consistently loses. But anyway, so again, I have ties to either Portland or Seattle. My family is where they are, but as cities, I prefer Seattle over Portland, though I do love Portland. That being said, I taught overseas, high school, small island, Saipan, Northern Mariana Islands. Just Warren this week. I think that's the smallest week we've had for Players of the Week. That happened right after the global recession that started in 2008. By 2009-10, I was going overseas and teaching there because of that. That's what drove me to take a job halfway around the world. It was also at that time where both Seattle and Portland entered MLS. Now, they both had been USL sides before that, but only diehard fans that needed to see local soccer bothered with that. So I watched Premier League. I didn't pay attention to those teams. Here's another deal that's been accepted. He's close to signing for San Jose. Really? So he passes on the other three, that the better teams that come along, the better money that comes along. And then the board sweeps out the next day like, no, really, I want to get rid of you, Joe Brown. I can't have you here. And I'm going to take the money one way or another. So please go sign with San Jose. Future transfer. Okay, I like that part. Future transfer is not till February. Okay. At least we have that. So we have until February. We'll get him for most of the season. Really disappointing, though, that's happening. But he's getting a massive payout. No surprise there. We're not to that level yet where we're bringing in that kind of money where we can really afford to, start spending $250,000 on every player we've got. There's an arranged friendly. Really? Okay, well, percentage of profit from next sale, 30%. That could come back to us. 50 games and we get $250,000. That's the extra part of the deal. But otherwise, it's $800,000. But where's the $950,000, right? I don't see a $950,000 in here anywhere. I see $800,000 and $1,050,000 potential. I don't see anything in here that suggests that that's what it is. At least it's not till February. But there you go. Frame will be heading out. And I'm going to finish this story real quick. I was out of the country when Portland became an MLS side. Seattle had just become an MLS side before I left the country. So I got to see Seattle play a little bit. So I actually have a little bit stronger ties to the Seattle squad than I do to the Portland squad because of that. Because I got to see them in their first year. And they had a good squad that year. And they were exciting to watch. And I like their color scheme a little better than Portland's, though they both have a green color scheme. And I'd been in the stadium that Portland plays in a million times for other things, for baseball, for marching band. and for soccer clinics when I was a kid, and all sorts of things, all sorts of reasons. But for whatever reason, that was and the original captain, Portland. I couldn't stand him. Oh, he was a terrible player. He reminded me of Nemanja Matic with Manchester United. Somebody who just hangs back, is that deep-lying central midfielder, but isn't creative in the slightest, and is supposed to be a defensive workhorse, but isn't. Now, all things being said, Matic has actually shown me so much more this season than he has since well back into his Chelsea days, where he was still young enough and playing like somebody who deserved to be in a Premier League side. But Matic has been absolute garbage the last few seasons. It's been like playing with 10 men on the field, and I have no idea. He doesn't help defensively. Every pass was a turnover. He wins headers, and that's it. He helps you on a corner kick to win headers, but his help on defense was atrocious. That's what he's supposed to be there for. He committed more fouls than he committed successful tackles, and it drove me nuts that he would find his way to the side. And then this season, he was definitely not in the side, but through injuries was forced back in. But he finally was playing a different style. He finally adopted the style of the current Manchester United side, and Solskjaer, a little bit better. But anyway, I have just never gotten too into the two Northwest sides in the MLS, because the talent pool in the MLS just isn't quite there. And then, more importantly, I was away when all the hype started around those two teams locally, and so I've just kept my loyalties to the Premier League, and I quietly check in on those two teams and go, okay, good job, guys. I've supported them, in their late season pushes for championships, which both have claimed championships in recent years, so good for them. But that's going to do it for this episode, and apparently that's going to do it, at least in a matter of months, for Scott Frame. Unfortunate, very, very unfortunate, but at least we have 5 months left with him. I'll see you next time. Be safe out there, everybody. Bye for now.